Hey everybody, this is 22 Tiger Dude and I'm here to review the film Heaven is for Real. The film stars Greg Kinnear, Reilly, and Thomas Haden Church. The film is about this 4-year-old boy that goes through a near-death experience. He visits heaven for a little bit, and of course, he recovers from his surgery and he survives. Ever since his near-death experience, the boy has been talking about his experience in heaven and how there actually is a heaven out there, and it's based on a true story as well as being based on a book. This film really interested me. It looked really inspiring. It looked like it was going to be one of those feel-good films for the whole family to enjoy. I was really interested in Heaven is for Real. Unfortunately, I'm sad to say this, I was disappointed in Heaven is for Real. It's not good in my opinion. It's just not good. I wanted it to be at least a good, inspirational, feel-good family film. And yes, there are some points where it makes you feel good, but not as huge as I thought it was going to be. Now, with positives I do have for Heaven is for Real, the performances were all really good. They're all solid. Greg Kinnear is good here. Reilly, Thomas Haden Church, the actor who plays a 4-year-old boy with his experiences up in heaven. He did a good job as well, and he was an adorable boy. The moment where the boy talks about his experiences in heaven is really intriguing, and I really thought it was very interesting. It had me invested whenever those scenes were going on. One of my problems with this film, though, is that it just doesn't go in depth with heaven. Like, you don't see the boy going more in depth with his experiences up in heaven. That seems to be the less focus of the film, which is disappointing considering the fact this is Heaven is for Real, but yet the little boy doesn't talk about his experiences in heaven as much as you would want him to. But the moments dealing with him talking about heaven, I did really like. The image of heaven is really beautiful. I thought how they crafted the scenery, it looked really good right there. And the final 20 minutes was literally what I wanted from this film, where you get really connected with these characters. But because of these characters not being developed that well, you just can't really care for them that much. Like, don't get me wrong, for most of the movie I do care for the characters, but I'm just not like emotionally connected to them like in the final 20 minutes, because the final 20 minutes you focus on the other characters. The film really goes into inspirational messages about faith and your loved ones, the ones you have. I also gotta say, the film does get really boring in some parts. There were moments where I actually yawned because of how uninteresting some scenes of the film were. The cinematography to the film also looks like a mess in some parts. Most of the cinematography for the film looks fine, but some of the moments look really messy in terms of like how it's shot with the camera, because I could tell in some scenes they use like different cameras that have like horrible quality. I'm not familiar with camera names or anything, but I could tell there was some cameras with poor quality they used to film this movie, and it just makes the feel of the film just look sloppy in my opinion. The editing style to the film also wasn't all that good, and it was a huge distraction from me actually getting into the film. The storyline's okay, but the depth doesn't feel strong, the subject doesn't feel strong, it just all falls apart, it feels really weak. The film itself doesn't feel as meaningful as it should have been. Heaven is for Real, I wanted to like this film, but I was really bummed out by the film in the end. There is effort in the film, and I appreciate the effort it tries to go for, and it has a very great message at the end. Here and there, there's feel-good moments and all that. So it's not a terrible film, it's just very mediocre. I'm sadly gonna have to give Heaven is for Real 2 out of 4 stars. I am 22 Tiger Dude. Don't forget that I will always have Tiger Power!